Oh,
Okay, so we're back in what we think is part two.
mm.
um, so here we are. I'm going off to be flying. And you know what really worries me is the fact that apparently, and I do hope it's not on the planes I go on and where I'm going to, but people are trying to get into cockpits. I've heard, and I don't know whether it's this recent or quite a while ago, but people have been known to say, hang on, it's getting hot in here. Can we open the door mid-flight? I'm thinking, yeah, what?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
This is dangerous shit. How many lives are you putting at risk? How many laws, and not just the laws of humanity, but the laws of aviation are you breaking here?
Also, I don't know how that's how oxygen really works, given the gravity and how high up in the sky that you are. You can't really just be like, oh, yeah, let me just open this window really quickly. Well, also the temperature, right? Bloody cold.
It is
You know,
cold
if
up
you
there.
go up there, you could probably lose a hand or an arm.
Has nobody seen snakes on a plane, for fuck's sake? Does nobody realize that while there might not necessarily always be snakes on a plane, opening the freaking door to let them out is not gonna
just fling them out like yeet, just like yeah, that's pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal. We can't go on opening airplane windows, unfortunately. No.
The thing is, there's a lot of these people have now been put on the no-fly list, and I
heard. I should hope so, indeed.
Well, now I saw some news from south of the border in America. You know, good old yada yada. They're turning around and saying, oh no, how can you turn around and put these people on the no-fly list? You know, usually it's terrorists on the no-fly list. And you're thinking, hang on, that's terror in the freaking sky that you're putting the rest of the passengers through. So yeah, you're a freaking terrorist as far as I'm concerned. I'd be terrified. And
yes, absolutely.
Secondly, they were doing it for a lot of overtly drunk flyers over the years as well. They put them on the no-fly list. You know, yeah.
Because well, alcohol is, you don't know people's like, I know my limit, I know how much I can tolerate, but you don't know if people have got like an underlying mental health when they drink, right? Somebody could be someone could have an anger issue. So we know that when we drink, that heightens that emotion of anger. And especially when somebody who might have an anger issue is going on a plane, and then so-and-so's like, wear your mask. Oh, I don't like the idea of that. Well, then they're going to get more aggressive, and then they're drinking, and then more aggressive. And then that actually puts others at risk, because you don't know how their behavior is going to play out. You don't know if they could become verbally abusive. You don't know if they could become physically abusive. You don't know if they could actually do something to the pilot or to the crew, because we don't know. Because alcohol is one of those things that if you're sad, we know it's not the best idea to drink when you're sad, because that's going to make you more depressed. When you're angry and you drink more, it's going to make you more violent, right?
I also have to wonder whether these people prior to the pandemic actually traveled on planes as much as they suddenly wanted to have the right to do during the pandemic. You know, they don't want to, no, I've got my rights. And are they, it's very difficult to decide whether this is actually a mental issue or just an entirely ideological and legally misunderstood sense of self and our rights at some level. It's very difficult when you're coming from sort of like a criminology and a psychology point. You can't.
I also think that a lot of it is, pardon my French, a lot of it is that fuck it attitude. Like, I deserve to go on a holiday because I've been at home for 2 years. I think that's a lot of people's attitude. But then we don't realize, yes, you have your rights to travel, but when people get so frustrated that they take advantage of other people's rights as well. So I deserve to go on a holiday. There's probably a lot of people like that and be like, I'm not wearing this mask. Why should I? I've been wearing it for 2 years. So I think there's a lot of that mentality as well. Yeah. And people are less aware of themselves, right? Because they want a holiday so bad, they will stop at nothing to get it, and they become less aware of their actions, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Pardon
the wobble. I moved my laptop.
Little wobble. Huh?
Yeah, so there are those things. I am a little concerned about flying to where I'm flying to, and hopefully I don't have, considering the fact that we've had a couple of Canadians, I think they're influencers who flew somewhere on a private plane or a private charter, and they were misbehaving on the plane and upsetting the entire apple cart of whoever was on said plane. And yeah, when they got to the other side, the carrier turned around and said, nope, we're not flying you home. You can get a bus home. And they go, oh, my rights, my rights. And I'm thinking, hang on a second, whose rights exactly? You know, it's about, yeah, mental health issues only stop at a certain point. You can only blame your behavior on mental health issues to a certain point. Once you step over the mark, it becomes crime, because you're now infringing on everybody else's rights too.
You know, exactly. You've hit the nail on the head. Like, okay, personally, with my mental health issues, you know, I can be very emotional, but there's a time and a place, you know. You can't be, for example, just a loose example here, like you can't be violent and aggressive in the world and punch someone in the face and be like, oh, but it was my mental health.
Here's a question.
No. Yeah.
Here's a question. Do you think it's because we're so terribly, terribly British and stiff upper lip and keep calm and carry on, love, huh?
I think that's a big mentality of us. Well, that was certainly a mentality that, you know, personal family members, they had towards me, kind of like, keep your chin up and what will be, will be.
You'll be fine, girl. You'll be fine, girl. Exactly. And on that note, I'll stop part 2 here.